Welcome to Crown Chat with Nichelle, where we celebrate remarkable women who are making waves in the world while juggling the demands of everyday life, inspiring others, and leaving a lasting impact. I'm your host, Nichelle Miller, reigning Pure International Elite Ms. Ambassador. Join me as we explore the stories of extraordinary women shaping our world right here on Crown Chat. Hello, and welcome to Crown Chat. I'm Nichelle Miller, your host, and I'm so glad that you're here with us. If it's your first time, welcome. If you've been here with us before, welcome back. As you know, I'm here to celebrate women that are making waves in the world around them. And tonight, I have a huge impact maker that's probably one of the most talented people that I've ever seen, and I'm so excited to share her with you all tonight. So please welcome my special guest, Mrs. Valerie Campbell. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. It's so good to see you.
Oh gosh, it's good to see you. It feels like forever, but I guess it hasn't been too long.
No.
Introduce yourself to everyone at home who may not know.
Hello, I'm Valerie Campbell, and I'm your Pure International Classy Miss Hill Country. Sorry, I had to break my crown.
Mine is always crooked. I think it's having
I always think it's straight, and then I take a picture and like, oh, it wasn't straight.
And nobody tells you. They just let it happen.
Yeah, they let it happen. It's all cool. Kitty wants in on the video. Kitty, not now.
My gosh, so cute. So cute. So, where are you from? Where's classy? Where's Hill Country? I'm sorry.
Hill Country is the Central Texas. So I am smack dab, as we say out here, in the middle of Texas, in San Antonio, myself.
Okay. Now, how far are you from Corpus Christi?
I am about between an hour and 45 to 2 hours away from Corpus Christi.
Okay. Because that's my goal, is to get to Corpus Christi, because I love Athena, so I want to get to Corpus Christi, and I always want to go there. So
my parents live there, so
okay, got it.
Yes. It's a great place to go. Yeah, you'll love it.
Anyway, tell us a little bit about you. I met your amazing husband and you 2 years ago at Pure. So tell us about kind of how you got to be part of the Pure family.
It's a great story because I had kind of started my journey into the pageant world back in 2016. A friend of mine was having a fundraiser pageant, and she needed warm bodies, as they say. She had low numbers and just wasn't. She says, "Can you get in here?" And that was the last thing I ever thought I would do, because I thought I'm the nerdy girl in the corner. You know, I come alive when I sing, but I never thought of myself as anything pageant related. That was the last thing on my mind. And I said, "But for her, but for you, I'll do it." So I did it. Of course, you know, I didn't even know how to do a walk or anything. I didn't know what to wear. It was just a disaster. But I think they had where they have the higher title, and then they have the divisional crown. And I won. Of course, by default I won the divisional crown because of low numbers. But you know what? I was hooked after that. I said, you know what? Next time I'm going to try for that higher crown. I got the pageant bug like right away.
Yeah.
Fast forward to Pure, I had entered some smaller little pageants here locally, and they just didn't lead anywhere. They were just sort of like a one and done, one day, pageant. And I didn't really get to do a whole lot, or they would be so far out of town that I didn't get to really do a lot of their events and just stuff like that. I did get one higher title in that same first pageant that I had started. When they did subsequent years, I started studying how to do the walks and how to do everything. And, finally got a couple of higher titles. So that was really nice. That was exciting. But, it all came about because I wanted to do talent along with the pageant. And when I found out that Pure had the largest optional talent competition, obviously I would have loved for it to be part of the final score. But it's not. But I said, look, it's talent. Most pageants just don't have that component.
Yeah.
And I also like that we were competing laterally for the most part with our peers. I love that too, because I feel kind of funny about leaving little kids.
Yeah,
I didn't want that either. And then when I saw the crown, that was it. I saw this beautiful crown, and I thought, I don't know of a pageant, and the entry fee was not that much more than the other pageants were charging. And this crown was absolutely phenomenal. And I said, well, no brainer. I'm joining Pure. So I did. And, when I joined, it didn't click with me that I was going to go to internationals. Like Miss Kelly, my wonderful director, she had told me, but it just, I have to learn by doing. I don't get it the first time. If I were one of the Golden Girls, I'd totally be Rose. I'm a little late to the party, ditzy blonde, And so when I joined and I realized that I needed to go to internationals, it just finally like all clicked within a 24, 48-hour period. I was like, babe, we're going to Orlando. They what? We're going to Orlando and I'm going to be in the international pageant. And he said, oh, okay, cool. And he's such a great pageant husband. We both have great pageant husbands, don't we?
Yes, we do. We are very spoiled. And
very blessed, yes. So he was all in. He said, okay, let's start planning. And there we were. And it was such an amazing experience. I absolutely loved the superstar competition and then the actual pageant. It was just the experience of a lifetime. Topped by maybe only a couple of other occasions in my life.
Okay, that's fair.
Now, really great. Well, my wedding and singing at the Apollo Theater obviously was pretty high up there.
You just led right into my next question because I was going to say, speaking of superstar optionals and talent, when you sing, oh my goodness! When I first heard you, it was in Orlando the first year that I was part of Pure, and I forget what song you sang, but it was an R&B song, and I wasn't expecting that to come out of your little body.
I think it was Sweet Thing.
Oh, girl, yes. It was so good.
This one down. Okay, here we go.
So,
and so we were doing Sweet Thing, and you weren't expecting that.
I was not expecting that out of your little body. And then everything, I don't know how many songs you sang in optionals the first year, but this year you won like everything.
Well, it's funny because when like I said, I learned by doing. And I told my husband, I said, this first time going to internationals, this is like my trial, figure out what everything really is. I didn't even understand the concept of the thought that goes behind a national costume. I didn't quite get it. I didn't even understand about the Impact Project. It didn't quite click in my head. It's no fault of anyone else but me. I'm a slow learner when it comes to that. I'm a tactile kinesthetic learner. I have to get in there and actually do something before I get it. And so when I did, I said, oh, okay, it would have been better if I did this. If I, ABC, on the line. So I was like, well, I got to come back next year now that I actually know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. And you won, didn't you win Superstar?
And I also realized that I needed to enter enough, Superstar categories and in different categories. That was what was scary because I'd never been an artisan before in my whole life. I had never really, I did have one story, a couple of stories published in my college newspaper back in the day in the 90s. And so I really did, I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't written anything in years and I don't even know where all that stuff is. I had to write stuff from scratch for the creative writing. I had to do everything from scratch. I made a painting and I hadn't painted. I hadn't done a lot of that stuff. And definitely modeling was the scariest because I'm not exactly, a typical model type or anything like that. So that was all the big scary thing. But I said, you know what? I'll never know if I don't try.
Yeah. And you killed it. You killed it. And for people watching that don't know, so Superstar is is what kind of the header of Pure optionals. Mm-hmm. So there are so many categories. Artisan is being crafty and creating, and there's talent and modeling and so many different categories. And Miss Valerie entered like everything and won the huge mega title in that. So you sing outside of pageants kind of throughout your community. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. Well, I had the big, I lost my voice back in 2019. For 6 whole days, I had no voice. I couldn't even laugh at my husband's joke. And it was really funny. And that was just a tragedy. And I really didn't know if I was going to get my voice back. I didn't even have a chance to see the ENT yet. They were trying to get me an appointment. And so I was just sitting there with no voice. I had been entered into a song competition. I was supposed to bring my song and I was supposed to unveil it at this New Thought type of music festival in Tampa. The tickets were bought, everything was paid for. And so I went with no voice, hoping that maybe it would come back. It never did. And in that moment, though, in my brokenness, I did something that I didn't think I was ever going to do, is I cried out to the Lord Jesus and asked him to be my Lord and Savior. in my brokenness, I finally realized that I needed him, and I'm. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. Ironically, was my voice loss. Even though my voice has never been to the level that it was before.
Mhm.
So I'm forever grateful for how it all unfolded.
God is so good. Love that. So, what was your impact project, or what is your impact project, and how can people support?
Yes, my impact project now is I basically share the gospel. I paint, I decided to use my crafting things that I've learned, and I love to paint rocks, and I love to put John 3:16 or an encouraging message on the little rocks, and I take them out on the trail and I leave them in nature for people to find them. And so anybody who wants to, send me a gift certificate for Michael's or Hobby Lobby, I can buy the, materials, and I have plenty of paint right now, but I could use more rocks. I need like smooth rocks like that, that you can paint. That would be really nice. I also give out lanterns, and I usually type up a little message and put the message on there for someone in the community that I feel is shining their light every day and really just a kind person that I see, like the lady at Dollar Tree that says, "God bless you, my dear God," to everybody that passes by, and you come out of there feeling like so great. Like I like to give it's like my little award ceremony for people, and I'll just catch them off guard and go into the store and tell them, because you always shine your light and because you make everyone so happy when they come in here, I want to present you with this Shine Your Light Award. And that's another little thing I do. So anytime anybody wants to buy me some lanterns from Amazon or something, you can do that too.
I love that, and I will share your Facebook page so people can follow you and reach out to you.
Okay,
We need more kindness like that in the world. I promise you, we just need more of that. So you kind of fell into pageantry through somebody needing a warm body, and now you've been bit by the bug. What have you learned about yourself doing pageants?
Oh, I've learned so much. I've learned that first of all, one thing that I was lacking, even in my career, which is show business, I was lacking in stage presence. And once I got on stage and started seeing like videos of myself walking, I was like, whoa, I need to correct that, or that's not graceful, or that doesn't really look great. And it taught me that I really need to you know fine tune the finer points of my poise. It taught me poise above all else, and that's extremely important. No matter what you decide you want to do, if you want to do ministry, you want to do your career, your job, you just every time you come in contact with people, poise is extremely important. And I was the type of girl that if I could just stay in my shorts and t-shirt all day and never put makeup on and just stick my hair in a ponytail, I was cool with that. And I realized, no, it's important. Sometimes you need to, put your best foot forward, fix your makeup, fix your hair. And I started noticing how differently people receive me. It's just been like night and day. And it's really opened up wonderful opportunities for me, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. A great takeaway because pageantry teaches so much. I mean, from interviewing and, like you said, poise and just really being put together. And people think it's not, it's just, being pretty. And it's like, oh no, there's so much.
So much more. And also, of course, Pure taught me how to step outside of myself, because most pageants are like, hey, bring it and show us how great you are. And in Pure, I feel like we're trying to show other people how great they are. We're giving of ourselves. That's one thing I answered in the interview. They said, what does a Pure pageant queen do? I said, well, we serve. And that's what I see the international queens doing, serving to the utmost of their ability, the community, everyone around them. It really is ministry, which that's what ministry means, is serving, serving those around you. And I just love that.
100%. Miss Angie's on. She says hello.
Hello.
Let's see. Another person said they love the rock idea. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. So what's next for you? I mean, we're wrapping up. We finished internationals and we're coming up on national season again. What's next for you?
Well, next for me, my husband and I have been on a journey. When we got married, we were deeply in debt. So we gave up a lot the past few years just to pay all of that down, and so that we can have our resources free for the various ministries that we want to do. We have a Bible Blitz challenge that we encourage Bible reading because so few Christians have actually read the Bible. Just you see a lot of cluelessness out there among people who they're believers, but they don't know a whole lot about the Bible, and what God requires of us. And so, I would like to do more with that ministry, and also, of course, I have an assignment. You give me assignment to write you a theme song. And honestly, this month I've just been decompressing from pageant land. But now that I feel like I've gotten past all that, I'm excited about writing music. And for the first time, I'm part of the church worship team. It's a long story I won't go into right now.
Wonderful.
But I also want to write my testimony book because that's one thing I said when I got saved. It was a very dramatic salvation that I had. So I'd love to tell that story and hopefully lead more people to it. That would be great.
Because that's what it's about. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, that's what I'm
so grateful. I'm so grateful that pageantry brought us together, and I'm really grateful. Well, I got to see you last year, of course, but then this year I got to hang out with you more because we were in hair and makeup together, and just seeing you and interacting with you. You're such a blessing, and you're such a light to everyone around you. And in case no one tells you that, you're amazing, and I'm so grateful.
Thank you. I need to hear that sometimes. I get in a slump like everybody does. Just.
Absolutely. Oh, we just had a good question here. What's your favorite song to sing?
My favorite song to sing would have to be. Okay, there's two categories. There's a Christian songs I like to sing, and then there's secular. And Christian song is the one I sang at Internationals 2 years in a row, Superstar, which is Reckless. And it's funny because at first I didn't like that song. I didn't like that. I thought it was, how could you describe God as reckless? And one time my pastor just says, it's a love song, Valerie. It's a love song. It's not a song that's meant to be like theologically, doctrinally teaching people. It is literally a love song to the Lord. And when he said that, I was like, okay, then I'm going to start singing it now. And when I tell you, I just get the biggest just chill just from even just singing the song. The song is ministering to me while I'm singing it, hopefully ministering to the people around me. And so it turned out that once I felt like free to love the song, I went whole hog in it, and I just absolutely love singing that song. It just always ministers to me.
I love it. Okay, so then what's your favorite secular song?
Sweet Thing. That's got to be my favorite secular song to sing because it has enough of a challenge in it that it brings out, it gets the range, of a singer, and I enjoy that. It's a lot of fun.
If we wouldn't get a copyright strike, I would make you sing because people told me to make you sing tonight, but I won't. But
I thought about that too. I thought about the copyright strike. I had prepared a 2-minute song, John Legend's So High, but maybe another time we'll do something like that.
We're going to figure out how to make that happen. Oh my goodness. So your husband was such a sweetie at pageant, and your husband and my husband running back and forth when we forget things.
I know.
Think of his wife doing these pageanty things.
Yeah, it's funny because he believes in me more than I believe in myself. I was in my first parade, what is one of the little bucket list things I wanted to do. I was raised in a very strict religion background. I won't say the name because I don't want to offend anyone that might be in that. And if they're happy there, I'm not here to, change anybody, but I'm just saying that for me it was so restrictive that there was just so many things as a kid I didn't get to do, and one of my bucket list things to do was to be in a pageant. So that was fulfilled, and then I thought, well, hey, I've never been in like a queen in a pageant, like in a parade. And so I was in a local Christmas parade here in one of the little towns outside of San Antonio, and I told my husband, well, I always felt like I never felt beautiful growing up because I had some bullying that was done to me, and it made me feel very ugly. And so I said, well, I think I should just sing while I'm going down in the parade. That way people will accept me. He goes, honey, you don't understand how beautiful you are. He goes, I want you to just own your beauty and don't sing. He goes, I want you to just own that beauty and wave to everyone like the beauty queen that you are. And so we did the parade, and I just waved, and they invited me back this year, and I thought it was really sweet. And so he is that supportive that he believes in parts of me that I don't even believe in quite yet, and he sees that in me. He sees beauty in me, And so he's like my biggest cheerleader in a way for all that.
He's amazing, and you are beautiful inside and out, and I can't say that enough. Okay, people are saying that they would love to hear you sing "Holy" by CeCe Winans. So that's a request.
I think I know that one. I'm still a relatively new Christian. I've never studied that song, so I'll have to do it another time.
We'll get it.
I sang the other day for a birthday. I sang "Goodness of God" from CeCe Winans. So that one I do know.
That one tears me up. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Somebody
else strike you, so I don't know how to go about that. If that's should we do it time, or?
We'll have to do a recording of it. You could do I think we can do 30 seconds.
You do 30 seconds?
Yeah, I think that's what we can do. Okay, you want to do 30 seconds for him?
Okay. I think I have it in here somewhere. I sang it. I sang it the other day for someone, for her birthday, and she said, "Will you show up?" And it was that Golden Corral, girl.
We don't have those here anymore. I didn't know you guys.
Don't? Well, I don't know. I gained 10 pounds, so I'm not super excited about Golden Corral. At least not all the time.
It's okay. It's good for a drop-in.
Golden Corral did me dirty. No, it was my own doing. It was on my own doing.
The corral got you.
The corral got me.
Oh, that's so funny.
I know. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to turn on this thing here.
Bluetooth connected. I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
That's all we can give them.
Okay, that's it.
Y'all,
Well,
having church. Okay, we're gonna do another show.
We'll have to do another show. We'll spice it in somehow.
Yes. Okay. I can't thank you enough for being on here and just, when I asked you and you were like, "Oh, I don't really," and you came on just fearless, and I'm so proud of you and just watching you go in your journey. And okay, I'm not gonna cry. As we get to the end, because I try not to go over 20 minutes, we're a little over. That's okay.
Okay.
Any advice or tips or anything you would say to any woman that feels she's not enough or she's not good enough?
Yes. Of course, I have to bring the Lord into it because I have grown so much more in that respect since knowing the Lord. But, if nothing else, therapy is a very good thing. Reaching out to those around you, you'd be surprised at how many people actually love you and want to lift you up, but you may not even realize it, because you stay in your little cocoon. Do get out and start, meeting other people and find your, they say your tribe. I know, I know how biblical that is, but they say find your tribe, or find the people that, that resonate with you, that when you guys walk into a room, your eyes light up with each other and you're so happy to see each other. Everybody has that, I think, group of people that can help, lift you up. But definitely, if you understand that you're fearfully and wonderfully made, that's like step number one. It's super important to understand that God doesn't make mistakes and we are all his masterpieces. He's the great artist and you are a masterpiece yourself. So don't ever forget what a masterpiece that you are. It may not look like what you think it's supposed to look like, because you're looking at someone else that you think is, I guess, your own taste of what looks beautiful. But trust me, if you really lean into the fact that you're a work of art and you understand that you are a fearfully and wonderfully made creation of the Lord, then that will already pick you up quite a few notches and kind of humble you and make you realize, my goodness, I should be grateful for everything that the Lord has given me and rest in it.
Amen. Oh, Miss Valerie, thank you so much for being on. I'm going to be in Texas in October, so I hope to see you. as I zip around on my Texas tour, and hopefully
Yeah.
I'll get to Corpus Christi, but to you as well. Thank you so much for being on. I'll be following you. I'll share your info in the show notes so people can follow and they can send donations to keep the rock. I'm going to call it the Rock of Love project going. And then y'all stay tuned because Miss Valerie's going to do a theme song for Crown Chat coming up soon. So I can't thank you enough. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. Remember, never let anybody dull your sparkle because they can't handle your shine. And we'll see you next time on Crown Chat. Have a good night, everybody.